Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you all today. Another viewer special for everybody. We have the 24th one here. And I believe if you're going off of, 4 weeks in a month, that is exactly now 6 months of doing viewer specials, as I tend to put these out once a week. I think it's technically a little bit longer because there was like one time we went 2 weeks between them, but in any case, about 6 months of viewer specials here. That's awesome. That's super rad. Thank you all again. I talked about this a little bit in the last one too, but thank you all just again for allowing us to keep going with this series for as long as we have been. It's super awesome to see. So for those of you who are new to the series here, the viewer special, it's pretty simple. We basically once a week here like to take some time and feature replays from you all, the viewers. There's a lot of different reasons I like to do this. Most importantly is as a way of just, I guess one of my ways of just allowing the channel to be more accessible to everyone and not just like have me be telling you how I play my decks the whole time. Because I think one of the most valuable things we do here on the channel, like in the comment section and here in the viewer special, is that we get to just kind of like discuss the games all together, right? So I think having that kind of feedback is very valuable. I also think it's very valuable to watch games from multiple players, not just one. I think if you're going to follow a card game, or pretty much any game in a like serious, quote-unquote serious, like read competitive sense, then you should be watching multiple people play. So another reason I like to get multiple people dueling here on the channel. We also get to see a greater variety of decks this way, because like even between all the decks that I try to play, I feel often stretched very thin, just trying to like know them all at a somewhat like competent level, and I often end up missing out kind of like the nuances of certain decks, or sometimes I just don't have time to play certain decks in particular, just in general. So I like to be able to feature decks that I normally don't play here on the channel as well. So if you are wondering how you can submit a replay, it's actually fairly simple. As far as the information I'm looking for, main thing I need is your 9-digit player ID, as you see here. Also make sure that the replays are, one, obviously not only saved to your profile, but make sure they are saved publicly as well. If they are not publicly saved, then I will not be able to view them, and then I won't be able to feature you, which is sad all around. Also make sure if you want me to view a specific game, just to give some kind of identifier as to which game you'd like me to view. It could be the date and or the name of the opponent you played against. If there's multiple replays you have saved on the same date, make sure to include the time as well. It can also be helpful to include just a little blurb about the game, I played, it could be as simple as I played this deck versus this deck. But if you want to talk a little bit about how the match went too, that can be very helpful, just so I have an idea of what I'm, looking at going into the game. I do watch pretty much every single one of these, or as many as I can at the very least. So even if yours didn't get featured, one, I did very likely see it, and two, you can definitely still submit again. There's no limit to this. Now, don't spam the same game over and over again. That's kind of a surefire way not to get featured, but if you've got multiple games, submit multiple games, and if a week or two goes by and you can submit more games, that's totally fine. But you can submit them whenever you want. As far as where to submit them, if you check out my description below, you're going to find a link to my Twitter. Pinned right at the top of my profile there is a tweet where I kind of, in the replies there, gather all the responses. So replying to that pinned tweet is one of the best places to go. If not there, if you don't have a Twitter, that's totally fine. You can just throw a comment in the comment section down below with that same information, and I will be sure to look there for replays as well. So got a few ones picked out for some decks that we don't play here on the channel. So let's go ahead and see if we can, let's go and see a couple of those. Alright, so the first duel we're going to take a look at today comes to us from Snatch. Great username. Yeah, they are submitting a duel where they played Endymion versus 8-Axis Blind going second. Looks like that's going to be this game right here. So, Endymion is a deck that I'm not super duper familiar with. I've obviously played against it a few times, but as far as like how the deck combos, I mean, I feel like it's relatively, I want to say it's relatively straightforward, but I don't know how straightforward it is. I know you're trying to end on multiple negates, right? Is like the overall goal of this deck, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, we're playing Blind going second versus Endymion. Got it. Either way, I'm still totally down to see this deck because this is actually a deck that I've thought about playing myself, and I've kind of wanted to play for a little while. It's just like it takes quite a number of ultra rares to craft is the thing, so I'm a little hesitant for that reason. But so yeah, we're playing against Endymion, which, to be fair, I could still, speak my piece about Endymion, which I was going to say before, which is, I'm not, like, super duper familiar with how this deck plays, but I do know that their main goal is to get out, like, multiple negates, right? Multiple of the monster negates, and usually one of the actual Endymion himself, so, like, multiple monster negates and, like, a spell trap negate. I also know that, like, this is more of a going second play where they can blow a lot of stuff up with the Endymion as well. That's kind of the extent of my knowledge about the deck, but I feel like that's a good baseline of what the deck does, right? I'll just tell myself that to make myself feel better. In any case here, so we have the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber for a nice board wipe. It's too bad we didn't get any disruption in this hand. The Mind Control is interesting too. I don't know if this deck actually normally plays this card. I also didn't know Mind Control was an ultra rare. Makes sense though. It's a very powerful card actually. Let's see. Or it can be a fairly powerful card. It looks like we were playing a Gren Maju variant. That's the other cool thing about blind going second, the 8-axis deck, is that there's a lot of different variants you can take with it too. There's like Gren Maju variants, there's 60-card Grass variants, there's variants that are more combo oriented. I guess most of them probably feature similar, like, quote-unquote combos in the extra deck, right? I'm guessing like the Pain Gainer, or like the Pain Gainer into the 7 Sins. Yeah, all the different rank 8s, the Drag Along into the number 100, all that fun stuff. Looks like we even play level 10 Synchros too, which is kind of cool. That's the other cool thing I like about this deck, is that the extra deck is pretty varied in what you can do with it, so. Alright, how scary of a board did our opponent end on? Very scary. Wow, they ended on the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, which is an Omni Negate, the Monster Negate, which is a Jackal. I was trying to remember what this was. The Endymion for a Spell Trap Negate, and they can link into an IP Masquerena too. Or they can link with an IP Masquerena as well. They don't have anything in hand to go for a Unicorn, although they might just end up going for something else scary that I'm not thinking of, so. Starting with the Mind Control on the Vortex is a good place to start. Obviously, they're going to negate it, but, we got to start somewhere, right? Picking away at these negates, so. Now, is this once per turn is what I want to know. Quick effect, Is it not? Oh my god, I didn't see once per turn there. Hang on. Oh, no, here it is, once per turn. It's just a soft once per turn. Got it. Got it. I usually look to the end for once per turn, because that's where the hard once per turn for claws usually goes. But this one's just I don't think they're going to have a way to bounce and resummon this on our turn, so it's pretty much a hard once per turn. Alright, using the alpha for the monster effect negate is very nice there. So now we have just the one more negate, the Vortex, to play through. And we have the Danger Bigfoot, so we still have plays moving forward. Okay, bouncing the alpha back. Wait a second, there. I didn't realize Celine had a quick effect. Oh no, okay, the summoning of a spellcaster is a quick effect. Gotcha. So they can actually bounce and resummon the Endymion. I actually didn't realize that the summoning a spellcaster effect was a quick effect. I've only used this to combo into like an access code before. I've not actually played it in the actual deck you would want it, like a spellcaster-based deck, so. Alright, yeah, we've got the Kaiju. Or we have the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and then the alpha there for the Dingirisu. Now, okay, yeah, going into the Pain Gainer at 7 cents. So that's actually really scary how efficiently and quickly we're able to clean up their board there. That's kind of gross, I'm not going to lie. That's actually really gross. Alright, yeah, just passing back to our opponent, we've got this Pain Gainer, which obviously is a huge beat stick. It doesn't look like I don't think it has any protection or quick effects, which it doesn't, but that's fine. Again, a 4,000 attack beater. With our opponent just top decking, I really can't imagine how they're going to be able to out this. And sure enough, they are not. They just have the Mythical Beast Jackal before they concede. So this definitely shows the scarier side of blind, like 8-axis going second. Like sometimes I'll be playing against this deck, and it's really easy for me to think to myself, like, okay, yeah, it's 8-axis blind going second. I know they're just gonna like make a bunch of stuff, like maybe try to OTK me, but yeah, I think this duel was a very good showcase of just showing exactly how efficiently you can clean up a board, even one that had multiple negates. And again, the opponent had an Omni Negate, a Monster Effect Negate, and a Spell Trap Negate. They had 3 different stuff, and we were still able to play through all of it there. So thank you very much, Sheep Snatch. Yule was the one who surrendered. Sheep Snatch, thank you very much for showing that game off there. Definitely, like, I don't know, watching these viewer specials, I'm always like, ooh, now I want to play this deck again, if I was even slightly interested in the deck before, which I definitely was with 8-Axis, so, alright, that is that one there. Let's go and move on to the next game. Okay, so the next game we're going to watch here comes to us from Menaeus, and they have a duel from a little bit ago, but we'll go ahead and show it. It's Dinomorphia versus Eldritch. I've heard talk of this Dinomorphia deck. I've never actually played with, obviously with, or against it. I say obviously with. I say that because I would have featured it on the channel if I would have played it. But I've never played with or against Dinomorphia. I only like vaguely kind of know about what it does. So let's see here, Dinomorphia. See, it's interesting. Like, this is one of those archetypes where it's like they're dinosaurs, but they're like also people ? I remember that coming up with Birdwings, Blackwings a lot too, where it's like some of the Blackwings are birds, but a lot of them are honestly just like people in bird costumes. So the only thing I know about Dinomorphia is that it's like a dinosaur fusion trap life point based deck. Like, I think it's got like all four of those things going for it. Like, yeah, all their stuff does stuff if your life points are so low. I know a lot of their stuff activates by paying like half your life points. Yeah, okay. The Dinomorphia domain seems to be the fusion spell that pays half your life points to then summon one of your Dinomorphia fusions, which, let's see, you do not pay life points. That's cool. Sorry, I'm just like going to quickly gloss over like what some of these Dinomorphia monsters do. I think, okay, I know they're missing like one of their big monsters. Well, this seems like a big one. Level 6 fusion, it's got 4,000 attack. I know they've got like a big like level 8 or like 10 fusion that hasn't come out yet. Or maybe it has? Well, we're not playing it here, so maybe it hasn't come out yet. I've also just seen people like on the subreddit talk about how like Dinomorphia is missing cards, so... Oof, oh wow, they had the... Oh wait, they had the Lightning Storm. We actually had a counter for it. Okay, so yeah, it's a counter trap Omni... Well, not Omni Negate, it's for spell and trap cards, but... Interesting, okay. So we're able to stop their play there. Oh wow, so we're playing... I knew we were playing against Eldritch, but it looks like we're actually playing against, like, the... like, fusion variant here. Okay, so we actually managed to pay down to 2,000 pretty quickly. I guess you can do that in this deck, right? Pay down to 2,000 pretty quickly, so... Pay after your life points... This effect becomes that card's effect. Oh my god, I'm gonna be stopping and reading so much of this. So much of this right now. Oh, so did we play... Okay, so we played another fusion, looks like? Oh, no, we haven't resolved the effect. It's still in the chain. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, we banished it from the graveyard. For some reason, I thought we banished it from the deck. So we are doing another Dinomorphia fusion. Got it. Another, Kintragina. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, so the opponent looks like they didn't really have too much else at that point. We're able to, we just kind of responded, I guess, to their zombie world. But now they've got the Eldritch coming down. We're able to beat over it, though. So I guess this is kind of the point of this deck right now, is to just, like, turbo out a bunch of these, like, bigger beat sticks. And then, of course, you know, once our life points get so low, or as our life points get lower, these get bigger and bigger. Ferret Flames, what is this card? The combined attack. Oh, wow. That's actually really, really solid for this deck in particular. Let me read this card again. If the combined attack of all your face-up monsters your opponent controls is higher than your life points, make your opponent, I love that phrasing, make your opponent shuffle face-up monsters they control into the deck, except monsters with 0 attack, so that the combined attack of the remaining monsters they control becomes less than or equal to your life points. Obviously, us playing Dinomorphia, our life points are going to be really, really low all the time, so this is pretty much just like a shuffle all of your opponent's monsters back trap card. That's really strong. That's really, really strong. Also nice that we can play Gozen. I didn't touch on this earlier, but everything we're playing is dark, right? Looks like. So Gozen is a pretty natural fit for this deck. Sorry my commentary has probably been like sporadic and I've been silent a lot during this game. I'm just like kind of really absorbing in all these cards that are very, very new to me. Which again is one of the things I really like about the viewer special, is that we get to see so many decks that we don't normally get to feature here on the channel. Again, I've never even played against Dinomorphia, so being able to see us take out, seeing us being able to take out Eldritch too is very, is always very nice. Like, oh, that Ferret Flames is so satisfying, putting the Eldritch back. But they've got another one coming out from the deck. This one won't be buffed, obviously, because it didn't come out via its own effects. But, wow, they actually had the other zombie to fuse, too. Ooh, they had the Baldarok to fuse, so that's kind of scary. It's actually fairly scary. Okay, pay half your life points, special summon a token. Opponent has to target the token. Okay, got it. So that's a, that's an interesting card, especially to be a counter trap. Alright. So they do have a Mad Golden Lord for us to be mindful of. It's got a lot of stats, and even if we pay half again, we're still not actually able to run over it, because that'll put our dinosaurs at 3750. Okay, not really sure why they didn't really need to summon the Golden Lord in response to the call by against it, but... Is that two of them banished now? Okay, no, it was the one we put back in the deck, that's right. So, we do have another Golden Lord to be mindful of course, in addition to the one on the field as well. Let's see, what does this one do? Interesting, okay, I wonder if, again, just because I really truly know nothing about this deck. Banished. Okay, so it looks like they all have the Banished Trap card from your graveyard, special level 4 lower Dinomorphia from the graveyard, when they get destroyed by spell or trap cards. Nice that they summon their own archetype and not the, like, just dinosaur monsters in general, because obviously we wouldn't be able to summon any dinosaur monsters from our graveyard, because all our monsters in our graveyard are zombies, thanks to Zombie World there. Okay, now our stuff is bigger than the Mad Golden Lord, so that's nice that we finally managed to push it up there. Although our opponent does have the, what is this, the Guardian of the Golden Land, in order to drop our monster's attack to 0, so... It seems like every time we start to get a slight foothold against the Eldritch player, they've got the counterplay. Definitely annoying, but also definitely not the end of the world. Also, we do just have the other Dinomorphia to bring back here, so... Paying down to 50. I think it's funny. This must happen quite a bit in this deck, but like, just thinking about the figures of life points you can get down to with this deck, like 25, and then I don't know if it rounds down to 12 or up to 13. Actually, I think it rounds down to 12, right? And then 6, and then 3. You know what? It's funny. I think you actually mentioned something about having 3 life points left, and I guess I assumed that was a typo and thought you meant like 300, but. With this deck, I think we're actually going to have literally 3 life points left, which is really funny, honestly. I feel like this deck is definitely for people who like to live on the edge. I don't know if I live close enough on the edge to play this deck, but I think it's really, really cool to see either way. Yeah, I can't believe, I actually remembered that as I was talking about just having our life points again there. Flipping another seven cities, a second 7 cities for a second Mad Golden Lord. Jeez, our opponent is the Mad Golden Lord over here, playing so many of the Eldritch fusion. It kind of seems like they're playing a Floodgateless build, honestly, or at least they haven't used any yet. This might be one of those very rare, like, you know, Eldritch, but for the sake of actually playing the Eldritch monsters, like Eldritch players. Sending up another domain. Okay, so now I'm seeing here too how like the Dinomorphia, like level 4 lower monsters work. It's funny because this is another thing I like just about watching decks I don't normally get to play with or against in general, is because like reading the monster's effects doesn't always give you a good idea of how they can like play out if you've never like seen the deck played. You might read the effects and not fully realize how they all like kind of coincide with each other. Just I'm thinking about these Dinomorphias that are, you know, specialing each other back from the graveyard as they get destroyed, and then, you know, sending trap cards from deck to graveyard to activate them, you know, and all that fun stuff, so. Okay, got another alert here putting us. Okay, so it does round up to 13. That's interesting. So is it gonna round up to 7 and then up to 4? Wait, but we're gonna be at 3 life points? I don't know. It's fine. I don't know how rounding works in Yu-Gi-Oh at all. It's something that like relatively rarely comes up beyond going down to like 20. Well, rounding in general rarely comes up because Like, sometimes you have from 50 down to 25 life points, but even then, I guess that's rare for a player like me. A Dinomorphia player who lives on the edge, though. It looks like you get fun attack points like 39.87. Okay, so we paid 6 and went down to 7, so now we're at 39.93 attack. It's so weird. It's cool. It's cool, though. It's cool and weird. It's cool how weird it is. Alright, let's see. I know this duel was 11 turns, so it looks like this is going to be our opponent's last turn. We drew another Ferret Flames. That's actually disgusting because, like, we're going to put back a lot of stuff with this. Are we going to put back everything? Yeah, I was going to say we're going to put back everything because our life points are 7. Like, there's no way. That's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so now we paid 3 down to 4. We're at 4 life points. I don't know why that's so amusing to me. Okay, so it does round up. That's also good to know. That's fun little Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia. That doesn't usually come up, is that, you know, you do end up rounding up when you're down to that figure of life points. We could actually end up at 1 life point here, I just realized. Looks like we're probably about to win in any case, but still. Or no, we're going to win during our turn, duh. Ooh, wait, what does this do again? I know... Oh, we're going to inflict damage to our opponent equal to the Eldritch's attack. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, because even if they summon it in defense mode, 3800, still not enough here. Nah, they just summoned it in attack mode. But, yeah, definitely a very, very good game. Thank you very much for submitting this. This was... I wasn't expecting Dinomorphia to get so wacky with the figures, but I guess if you're paying half your life points as often as this deck does, also props to you for being able to live on the edge with a deck like this. I would be sweating bullets every single time I played this deck. So gotta get in that extra 2 attack points, right? That extra 2 damage on our opponent. Leaving them in turn at 1,002. That's crazy. That's awesome. Thank you very much for showing that game, Menaeus. I very much appreciate it. Alright, let's go take a look at the next one. Alright, so the last duel for this viewer special here comes to us from Sufi, who is featuring a live twin duel versus Despia. Live Twins is obviously a deck that we have featured here on the channel, but, no, I figured why not. There's never too much live twins as far as I'm concerned. Very much love that deck, so yeah, we'll go ahead and showcase, especially against a deck like Despia. Ooh, we opened multiple Joel and Locke birds. I've actually been thinking about adding Joel and Locke to my live twin deck, as I've been testing it in other decks and seeing how effective it is. Like I was playing it in Adagnister recently. I saw how good Joel and Locke bird can be against Branded Despia. I'm assuming we're going to see some of that here as well, just given that. You know, that we're playing against Branded Despia here, but looks like we're opening with some pretty standard live twin stuff here. Got the password for the Sunny Snitch, for the Leela, and oof, the opponent's got a Veiler. I'm kind of surprised he didn't Veiler when we summoned the Leela. That would have been a better time for them to Veiler, but, well, oh well, it's all the same. In any case here, let's see what they end up doing. Activating. Oh yeah, you mentioned that this particular build was playing 3 theaters. Despia Theater of the Branded there. So, definitely not something you usually see there. Looks like they're fusing, what, okay, a Dramaturge and a Comedy into the Masquerade. I've kind of thought about putting Combi back in my builds for Branded Despia, but, well, let's talk for another video, I think. Okay, so bringing back the Dramaturge and being able to battle over our stuff. A little annoying, but I think more annoying is just the fact that this Dramaturge is going to be able to negate our stuff. Well, actually, you know, it can try to negate our monsters, our live twins, or our evil twin link monsters, but we can just use the quick effect in response, right? So that's actually totally fine. Alright, going for the next Sunny Snitch here. For a Kiss a Keel this time. This time, I'm assuming we're going to try to pull the Leela treat out of the deck there. Yep. And then, yeah, now our opponent, again, could use the Dramaturge to negate this Leela here, but, you know, if they try to do that, we'll just use the quick effect in response, right? So, yeah, that doesn't actually do anything against us. And we actually get the draw because we have the Kiss of Keel. Like, well, we would have gotten the draw later anyway, but we have the draw now because we have the Kiss of Keel now. So yeah, we definitely don't mind seeing the theater nearly as much as the branded fusion. This kind of shows, like, it's funny, in a way we're almost kind of playing against, like, quote-unquote old-school Despia, like before the branded fusion and Mirror Jade came out. This was kind of, you know, what the deck was doing, right? Was just kind of, you know, something, a Masquerade plus, like, maybe a Dramaturge, which is not, like, an awful end board, but definitely not as good as what it can do nowadays. What it tends to do more often nowadays. That's right, we get to send the Masquerade off of the, you know, Trouble Sunny's effect, sending from our deck to the graveyard the Evil Twins, Kiss of Keel and Leela, and then make another Sunny Snitch before passing back to our opponent. And now with the double Sunny Snitch in play, we're going to be draining our opponent for 400 every single time they summon, which is... well, you know, it's funny. It normally would be quite a bit, but I don't know if they're actually going to be summoning a whole lot here. I see they have their follow-up theater here. I wondered if they actually played all 3 theaters in this game, or if we just kind of knew that by looking at their deck list. I think they're actually... It seems like anyway they're going to end up actually playing all 3 of them, so... Oh, if the last card was a cross that designator. That's actually really annoying. Oh, but wait. If they send a Tragedy, we can duel and lock. Which won't lock them out of plays. Oh, but it will if they add an Aliber, won't it? Ooh. They added it. Oh my god, they added the Aliber. Now we can, yeah, we can duel and lock them. Ah, that's nice. Okay, I was going to ask if we didn't get an opportunity to because of the... I don't think we get to draw off the Kiss of Keel Frost now. No, we don't, but it's fine. Not that big of a deal. The duel and lock was the most important thing there. I was trying to figure out if we could do that, if we could use both the Kiss of Keel Frost and the duel and lock, but no, the Frost has to be chained, like, directly to the other one, so... What are they going for, the Vert? Yeah, the Vert. So they are going to end up using their branded fusion anyway. This is a little annoying, but... At least they didn't do it before they battled. And we do get to Maxi, so we at least get a draw off it as well. I'm trying to remember if we've used the Leela's effect already this turn, because we could summon the Leela as well. Well, of course, that would only serve to blow up our own field, but we do have the 3rd Sunny Snitch, so, like, we would have follow-up plays. I'm trying to think, yeah, I think we could have destroyed the Mirror Jade. I'm just trying to think, if we had done it, if the toggle was flipped to on the resolution of Mirror Jade's summon, right? We could have used Kiss of Keel's effect and then brought back the Leela. I think that would have worked, and then popped the Mirror Jade. Now, it would have popped our board, and they still would have gotten to set the branded in red. So it's kind of debatable which setup actually does end up being better. It could go either way, honestly. I guess to be fair, the Mirror Jade doesn't have the access to its effect now during this turn, so well, they could though if they... I don't know, I was gonna say if they add back the Tragedy, but then no, they would have to get an ad libitum, because they could search an ad libitum with a Tragedy, but then they couldn't fuse with it. Gotcha, okay. I don't think the Dramaturge... Is the Dramaturge coming back here? It is, yeah, because it was technically sent from the hand to the graveyard. It wasn't banished from the graveyard, so... Oh, is that a quick effect? Wait, is that a quick effect? Hang on a second. I did not realize that was a quick effect. Oh, no, wait, hang on. You can banish this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's our turn. Jeez. Oh, my God, it's our turn. That's right. I was confused because my opponent fused with Branded and Red, and for some reason I thought it was their turn because they did that. So I was like, wait a second. I didn't know that was a quick effect, that effect of Trouble Sunny. No, it's very much not. Okay, got it. That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure. But yeah, this is definitely showcasing Live Twin what it does best, right? Just grinding the opponent out, grinding them out of their advantage while we build up ours, destroying their stuff with Leela, drawing cards with Kiss of Keel. It's a lot of what the deck likes to do there. Also making great use of all of our Trouble Sunnies here. I think this is actually the 3rd copy we're on now. And this Sunny Snitch saved us. This Sunny Snitch, or these Sunny Snitches rather, have saved us so hard this game. Yeah, if our opponent tries to summon, they'll get drained for 900, and if they try to summon again, they'll lose. So they have exactly one summon here. And they just concede at that point. Very satisfying game. That's like how the long game for this deck likes to go ideally, especially again with the 3 Sunny Snitch. It's just like, you know, just a whole lot of inevitability there. So thank you very much, Sufi, for your game. Greatly appreciate you there. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and move on to the outro now. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you all very much for watching all the way to the very end like this. That does mean a lot to me, and it always means a lot to me. You got to give a huge shout out to everyone who submitted games for this viewer special. Thank you so, so much, as always, as ever, for submitting those games. I always love to see it, just not only your games in general, but just also the fact that, like, you're all like so willing still, like after all this time, to still like submit stuff. I guess just like means a lot to me. I don't ever want to like discount that or take that for granted. So yeah, I just gotta thank you all again. I don't know what else to say really. I'm just like just like overwhelmed by everyone's presence, just showing up in general, not only with the replays but in the comments as well. I just love to hear all your feedback. So thank you very much. That's about all the time I think I've got for today, though. So without further ado, this is Xlex. I'm signing out, and I hope you have a fantastic day.